Patrick's Day. How's things looking ahead of the weekend?
Happy St Patrick's Day to everyone out there. Ahead of the weekend, look, it's a good time of the year to have a headache with squad selection again. For the first time in a long time tonight, we had 22 players there in training, all performing well. We went through a run there. We were chopping and changing either with a few injuries, long-term injuries, and a couple of suspensions. But it's nice to have a full squad back, bar a couple of the long-term injuries. For this run of games coming up, starting with Ballymena on Saturday, it's going to be as I've said every time we go to Ballymena, a really tough place to go. And considering the surface there, I think it's well documented even from Ballymena's side, where they've been very frustrated with their pitch this year. So we know it's going to be a hard place to go. They've had a tough run of games in terms of timing. In terms of Saturday, they had to play on Tuesday against Crusaders. Now they got to face us on Saturday, so it is a tough run for them. But no doubt that they'll put their best available 11. I know they have some injury issues as well, but they'll put their best 11 out, and David will have them motivated to play against Glentoran, no doubt about that.
And in your time reflecting on some of the games we've had against Ballymena, the first away game up there was eventful. Irish Cup final, Ballymena always present a big battle and a big challenge to us when we play them. Yeah,
no doubt about it. I think my first season here, I think that was the win at Ballymena that set us off on a long unbeaten run. I think we started off, I think it was about our 5th or 6th game, and we'd drawn a couple, we'd lost one, so I think the pressure had started to build, and we went there and we're 1-0 down, and we scored the equaliser and the winner, and I think in the last few minutes. So then of course the Irish Cup final, hell of a game. Last year up there we were 2-0 up in a crucial game that would have put us in second place late in the season, and conditions weren't great, and they scored 2 goals in the last, I think, 11 minutes, so finished 2-2. So we've had some battles with them, and they've got some talented players, and the one thing you can always expect from them is they'll be organised and committed to winning, and it's always a hard team to play against, no doubt about it.
And with our team getting to the business end of the season, we've got some real leaders in that changing room. I'm sure everybody's focused on the next game and all the tasks that will follow ahead.
Yeah, look, that's all we can pay attention to is the next game. We don't have 7 games to go. We have 1 game 7 times is how you have to look at it. And we're preparing for the Ballymena game like it's the only game we have. And I think every team, every manager, every player will probably say the same. And there's a reason why we have to say that. The most important game is the one in front of you. And our most important one is Ballymena. And it's also massively important for them. There's teams vying for, obviously they'll have players vying for positions in the Irish Cup game that's coming up. There'll be people coming back from injury, fighting to get their place back. But there'll also be the positions of 6th place, 6th, 7th. There's a scramble. So we're fighting for something, they're fighting for many things, and it's going to be make for a really tough game.
And something I didn't ask you about, Dylan Powers made his first appearance on Saturday, started out in Stagmore Park in his Puma Kings. What was your thoughts on his debut and what he can bring to the team?
I thought he was excellent, considering he hasn't been in a game a competitive game since November when he was playing for Orange County. But he did a pre-season with an MLS team, and so we knew he was fit. But we put him in for roughly around 30 minutes, and I thought he was excellent. I don't think he gave the ball away more than once. His range of passing is good. He's comfortable on the ball. So for a debut on a difficult surface at Stangmore, coming into that game at 1-0, we changed our shape a little bit. I thought he was excellent, and in training every day, he's looking good. Again, we trained tonight. He's fitting in with the boys. So I know between now and the end of the season, we're going to see the benefit of having Dylan Powers here and beyond, into next season. So delighted that he's here, delighted that we got him, and I think the fans will see the quality that he has over these coming games.
And this week international squads were announced. Just to shout out to Aaron Whiteman, he's been called up to the Northern Ireland under-19s, which is great, but were you maybe surprised that no Irish League talent really was selected for the senior team?
Not surprised, because as the manager Ian Barraclough said, he has to pick his team based on merit, and he's got players who are competing at higher levels than the Irish League. That doesn't mean the talent isn't here, But when you're choosing international squads and international players, the number one criteria is you're looking for the quality. You're looking for quality. You're looking at the level they're playing at, and then you're looking at form. So if you have 6, 7, 8 forwards, are they talented enough in terms of quality? What level are they playing at, and then are they on form? And Ian has to make those decisions based on what he sees in front of him, and he's made that. Do I think that there's players in the Irish League that are talented enough? Yes. Is it sort of a mark against them that they're playing still in the Irish League? Yeah, obviously. I mean, Trey Hume's a perfect example. Trey Hume was playing for Linfield, 2 months ago, and now he's playing for Sunderland. Has he all of a sudden become a much better player? No, but he's now competing on a daily basis against more senior pros. So that's an example. He hasn't all of a sudden become a miraculous leap in his ability. Had the ability, but was playing in the Irish League. Now he has the ability. He's playing for Sunderland. Makes the selection process easier. So that's how it works, and I don't have any criticisms at all. I hope that the players in the Irish League, including my players, are hungry enough to push, because I do believe they have the quality, and one day they might get that nod from the manager.
And finally, just taking a step away from Glentoran, you were spotted at the League Cup final on Sunday. What did you make of that as a spectacle and potentially something to look at in the future for the Irish League Sunday games? And you've spoken in the past about different kick-off times. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it's interesting. When I first arrived in July 2019, and of course you come to a new place and make suggestions, not based on just how I wake up one day and think, maybe we should try this. I travelled for 25 years and saw what other leagues had done, and so to make suggestions, some of the suggestions were I know it had been discussed before, the summer calendar, Friday night games, so I continued to make those suggestions, and I still believe them, that I would even go as far as to say Thursday night would be an option for a game, but let's say Friday, staggered times on Saturdays, a showpiece game every Sunday, no doubt about it. I'd be very much in favour of that. I always have been, and I think Monday night with the Sky deal is not optimal. But I think if we spread our games across the Friday, staggered times on Saturday, a big game on a Sunday, I think it would help our league grow. And the job that Niffle did with that League Cup final was superb. To have almost 12,000 people there, I believe it was, in that atmosphere was incredible. Great day, the weather calmed down just in time for the game. It was nice to see most of the football managers and chairmen and directors were all there. There was celebrities there, dignitaries there, politicians there. So I think as a spectacle it went really well, and Niffle needs to take credit. Anybody involved in the organisation of that, and if Sunday becomes the day for the League Cup final, well, I don't think it's a big issue at all. I think the days of personal choice of we don't want to play on a Sunday, one person's or one team's personal choice can't determine what the other majority want to do. So if they vote for it, they vote for it. I'd still be a proponent of a calendar shift, as you've seen in recent weeks here with the conditions that some of the matches are played in. It's really poor. I think that would be another step to upgrade our league, but that's not for me to decide. That's me to suggest, and no doubt we get criticised when we make suggestions, but here you don't make suggestions, things don't change. So credit to Niffle, brilliant Sunday, great to have Ali over for the game, great to meet a lot of the people that were there and discuss the future of football, which is bright, it's massive. So it's in a good place at the minute, and I think it can only get better.
And finally, it's something you're probably going to be asked about a lot over the coming weeks, the appeal with the Irish Cup decision. Is there any update for the fans regarding that? Yeah,
we've lodged our paperwork as of Tuesday, I believe. So we followed the process, and we will continue to follow the process. There's a process for a reason that allows teams like us or any other team, if they feel it's appropriate to appeal, then the right to appeal is there. So we'll go through that, and we've now entered it, and we'll see where it takes us. I don't have no idea of the timelines of what the Irish FA will do in terms of hearings or decisions, but I'm sure it has to be an urgent. It has to be urgent on their agenda because the Irish Cup. Everybody wants the Irish Cup to be played. So I'm sure they'll act swiftly, and we'll see how the next decision goes. And if we need to move on, we will move on. If we need to hold our hand up and step aside, we'll do that. But we'll do what's right for Glentoran Football Club, no doubt about that. In situations like this, the most important people in football suffer, which is the players and the fans. Those are the most important people in football clubs, around football clubs. Number one, the players and fans. And it would be unfortunate if, after winning the game, to get to a semi-final, that the people who work and would have to suffer is the players and the fans. So hopefully we'll have a positive outcome. Like I said, we'll move through the process and we'll keep the fans and media updated. I'm sure there will be things in the media as the days go by, and we'll go from there.